Hey, Bertrand here. In this video, I'm going to show you the best AI models for AI product and lifestyle photography. This is for mid-2026, so this might change. I do such a video every quarter, so make sure to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button below and like the video to be notified if anything changes. And this is if product accuracy matters to you. Okay, so this is not about the best AI models for art, right? This is really about product accuracy, and that's because I work with direct-to-consumer brands like Shopify brands, brands that do e-commerce and that sell physical products online, essentially. And to them, product accuracy matters a lot, because if they use AI to create a visual and the visual doesn't look like what the product looks like in real life, then their customers are going to complain. So we need to make sure that the product accuracy is great. And this is one of the area where AI struggles a lot when it comes to AI visuals. So my method, so I run evaluations once per quarter on all the latest model. I feed a difficult product image like some glasses or jewelry, something with fine, intricate details and weird shapes, and I try to have it wear by a model. And then I rate the product accuracy, shape, dimension, colors, and so on. So this is one of the latest evaluation I did, and you can see I try through GPT Image 2, which is ChatGPT's model, Nano Banana 2, Seedream V5, Flux Pro, Seedream V4.5, Quen Image, Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana 1, and so on, Nano Banana 2. So I go through essentially all the latest models and I rate product accuracy. And I also work with several DTC brands and their executive marketing and design department. And we only output ultra accurate imagery. So this is another way that I know what the best models are for real life work, so to speak. For real stake with clients that care about product accuracy. So I run the evals and I also do evaluations with my own clients. So let's get into it, okay? So the best model for quick draft and testing, and this is when essentially like if you're not sure of the creative direction of a lifestyle image you're creating or a product image, rather than waste all your money on the highest performing model, I use this model for quick draft and test. So the model is Nano Banana Light, okay? And that's essentially a great starting point. So this is usually how I start. If it's a niche I'm not familiar with, and that's because the generation only costs, it starts at 4 cents per image. It's very fast. Like it takes only like less than 10 seconds. The only disadvantage is that it's 1K only. So 1K means the image resolution is just 1K, which is fine for non-commercial work. But what you'll find at 1K is that it quickly gets blurry, right? It quickly gets blurry with the details. It's not very good at details because the resolution is so low. So that's why I've never used Nano Banana Light for final client work, but as a way to test the first few prompts, the first few images, to lock a style that I like and run essentially tests for cheap. That's what I recommend, and this is usually what I start with. Now, once I lock my prompt, my visual, my generation, and I'm happy with the output I get in Nano Banana Light, then I go for my second best model, which I use for, I would say, 90% of my client work. It might even be 95%. And this is Nano Banana 2. Okay, so it starts at 8 cents plus per image. So it depends how big the resolution is and if you use the image edit or the text to image model, but the price is about double that of Nano Banana Light. So that's why I usually start with the light version at first, and then I go to the Nano Banana 2, okay? It has a 2K and 4K resolution. So usually with client work, my sweet spot is 2K resolution, Nano Banana 2. This is the model I use for the final deliverables I send to the client for most web-related image work, right? For print resolution, for print, obviously it's going to be a different story. The only inconvenience is it's a bit slower than Nano Banana Light, but again, if you use Nano Banana Light as your testing ground and then use 2 for finalizing things, then it's okay. And again, these are the best models for accuracy. You know, I compared against ChatGPT, Qwen Image, Dream, you know, all these models out there, and Nano Banana is still the better one for accuracy. Like, I think you can see some of that in that visual here. I don't have the source image of the glasses handy, but you can see how the other models really mess things up, okay? The only one that kind of has a shot is GPT Image 2, which almost has a shot against Nano Banana 2, but there is a big problem with it, and I'll explain that in a second. Okay. So then the third best model for the hardest client work. So these are like things where you can't get the AI to be accurate, whatever you try. So there's a lot of different prompting methods and techniques we use to get product accuracy right. But let's say I try like 5 different methods and none of them work. This is usually what I will do last. I will switch to Nano Banana Pro. It starts at 15 cents per image, so it gets very expensive very quick. It has 2K and 4K resolution, and it can handle hardest accuracy problems. So usually for the hardest accuracy problems, I'll use Nano Banana Pro at 4K resolution, and this will usually solve like the last mile, so to speak, of getting a product to show accurately, like a fine product, like a piece of jewelry, or something little, or something very complex. Usually Nano Banana Pro is kind of the final boss for it. But I would say, again, in 90% of the cases, I use Nano Banana 2, and I very rarely use the Pro version, okay, for my workflow. Next is the best for vibes, okay? So this is if, like, you have let's say you have a lifestyle menswear brand or women's wear brand, and you want to have a special vibe, a special like a brand identity around a beach in California and this kind of look, right? So it's gonna be ChatGPT Image. Okay, so it's a great for lifestyle shoot. I think it's one of it's very cool at creating like a brand identity, a vibe, and without much prompting. But it's very poor. It's poor at product accuracy. Not very poor, but it's poor at product accuracy. And the main issue with this model, which I forgot to write down here, it's only 1K resolution, which means essentially you'll only get low resolution visuals, like this one here, for instance. So this is just 1K. Let me see if I can give you the exact resolution here. I think it's like 1024 pixels times 1024 pixels, something like that, right? So essentially it's too low resolution. So if you have fine products, you're going to zoom in and it's going to get blurry and it's not going to get the details right. So essentially this is the problem with ChatGPT Image, and this is why I never use it for commercial work. Like if you have a personal brand and it's a lifestyle brand, or you're a service business, you're a contractor, you're a coach, you're doing these kind of things where you don't need product accuracy, you just need vibes and people and maybe some text, then ChatGPT Image is probably one of the best one. But again, our focus here is on a very specific niche, which is product accuracy. As a bonus, the best model for illustrations, which for some reason doesn't show here, so I'm going to write it down, is Nano Banana 1. Okay, so let me have this here. So great for illustrations, surprisingly. So oddly enough, this is a model that is now almost 1 year old, but it's still very good for illustration. And the downside is it's an old model, so it's not going to do so well with images like this. And really, this video is about product accuracy, but I still wanted to mention this one because you can see I don't use it anymore for any part of the client work. I don't use Nano Banana 1 for quick draft, nor for client work, nor for hardest client work. But if sometimes I need a fun illustration for one of my landing pages, I would reach for this model. Okay, so this is just a little bonus. So yeah, that's essentially the full story here. Okay, so these are the best model for AI product accuracy for e-com businesses. And if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, make sure to screenshot this. You can screenshot this part, and so you have a quick reference for which model to use.